STL. Bradley Carnell's upcoming. What are your thoughts on playing former head coach?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very thankful. You know, Bradley was the one who gave me my MLS debut, but we're really focused on us, and I think there's a sense of familiarity between what we're going to do and we know what he's trying to do too. So that add a different element to the game.
What have you been able to bring to the locker room as far as the guys who haven't played for Bradley Carnell? Because it's a pretty significant amount of the locker room, and I think I counted you were the player who's played the most for Bradley Carnell in his year and a half here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a style of play that, you know, the German guys are not unfamiliar with. It's the Red Bull style of play. It's a lot of players interior. It's counter pressing. You know, it could be windy there, so it could make for, you know, an uglier, more chaotic game. So the us familiar with the system and the guys not, you know, they've seen the system before. It's nothing new. So I think that helps as we know what we're going to see, and they're obviously very good at it.
And then thoughts on playing former teammate Indiana Vassilev for the first time?
Yeah, it'll be good. Likewise, it'll be good to see him. Obviously, much better to see him after, you know, we win. So that's what we're really focused on, and then can deal with all the handshakes and hellos, and good to see you after.
Any thoughts on what he might bring to the game, or concern that he's giving away all of your tricks?
I mean, I think they kind of know what we're about. We're strong defensively. You know, we know what we're gonna do, and he's seen it as well. So I think there's not tricks up the sleeve. I think both teams know what the other team is going to do. You know, he's obviously a very good player, and looking forward to going up against him.
We'll go to David.
So obviously it's not going to be unfamiliar to you because for the better part of 2 seasons you went up against it in training, but what are the challenges of defending a team that plays such a high press style where they don't want the ball as much as you guys haven't obviously been playing with a lot of possession this year?
Yeah, I think it's something where you have to be very clean in your own defensive third. You know they're going to be coming. You know they're going to be pressing. You know, loose balls, 50-50s. Can we win our duels? But these things have been areas of focus for us through the first 4 games of the year, and not giving, you know, silly turnovers away and whatnot. So in a sense, we're not necessarily changing what we're doing, but just a heightened focus on certain areas of our game.
Jen, go ahead.
I just want to ask, I don't remember, Matt would probably know better than me. Is there a back position that you haven't played? I feel like you're probably one of the most versatile that backs that City has seen. And I wonder if that comes from just your years playing with City, and or when you've gone to the Canadian national team and filling in there, and you've seemed like every time you've come back a different player.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've bounced around a bunch. I don't think I've played the center back or the 5. I think that's, you know, yeah, Kess has done a phenomenal job back there. So that's been his role to hold down. But yeah, hopefully, yeah, I can add versatility for the team across the back line, and provide depth at spots, and help out where I can.
Is that something that hits you on whether it's the formation and you're going to be on this side or the other side or inside or outside? How do you prep for that? Is it the same job, or is there a different focus you have to take based on where you are with the other guys you're with?
Yeah, I think it's knowing, yeah, like you said, who you're with. Like if you're center back, who's your wing back? What are they like in terms of, do they want the ball to feet? Do they want the ball in behind? You know, the 6 on your side, is it Edu? Is it more, you know, ball to feet and a little bit more connecting passes to Durkin, where, you know, he finds a really good ball in behind. So I think those are all nuances, but in multiple games I've bounced around 2 or 3 spots. So I'm just ready for whatever the game has.
We'll go virtually to John Lupo.
Just playing in front of a goalkeeper like Roman Berkey, I mean, in my opinion, he's the best goalkeeper in MLS, but just being able to play in front of him game after game, and with the 4 straight shutouts that the team has had to start the year, what is it about him that, in your opinion, makes him so good that he's been able to achieve this level even beyond when he won MLS Goalkeeper of the Year?
Yeah, I mean, I think he really is, you know, a very complete goalie. You know, you've seen him in the Galaxy game where we need him to make some huge saves. Distribution is phenomenal. With that being said, I think Ben, you know, this 4th clean sheet, you know, as Ben Lunt was in goal, calm, composed, you know, handled his box really well, distribution good, you know, found some good long balls out of pressure. So I think our goalie room is super strong, and that's a big credit to all the guys working in there, Christian as well.
Matt?
kind of on that note, picking up what Jen was saying about you moving different positions last game with Ben in goal, talk about the differences in whether it's positionally or otherwise between having Roman back there and having Ben, the communication, the differences in how you're lining up in front of the keeper based on what you're hearing from behind you.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty similar. I think you saw, I mean, they really only had the one moment, it was offside where Manungu ran, we were kind of high and Ben was off his line well and he cleared it and ended up getting called. So I think that having that trust factor, knowing that whether it's Roman, whether it's Ben, we're higher, he's coming with us. I think that's big. Even if it's one moment in a game, hey, we can rely on our goalie to do this, or the crosses in the air. Ben came with a big punch or claimed a couple. So I think that, you get that trust in practice where we see him train every day and he's a phenomenal goalie. But there's something else when you see it in the game of like, oh no, this guy is, he came and delivered.
You mentioned, the style of Bradley Carnell, you kind of have an expectation, but you haven't played that kind of a team yet this year in Olof's system. So what are you looking to get out of the way that you progress the ball, the way that you defend in this system against a style that you haven't yet played this year?
Yeah, and we played the Red Bulls in preseason, so we saw something that is going to be pretty similar. And we ended up winning that game 1-0. So we saw how we matched up, and that they're coming. And I think we did today. Was a good day of just kind of understanding what the game is going to be and preparing for it. And like you said, it's good. It's going to get chaotic. There's going to be bounces around. And it's just, can we stay focused? Can we stay dialed in? Can we win our 50-50s?
And what has been the focus of training, at least from your perspective this week? 4 straight clean sheets. Defensively, you seem pretty sound. So what has Olof instructed the back line in focusing on this week?
Yeah, I think it's just building off the foundation that we have. Is we don't want to be a team that gives much away. With that being said, I don't think we're a team that's satisfied. Is we're hungry to, can we have more quality on the ball, which will lead to, can we create more chances? Can we score more goals? Can we really punish teams? I think that's something that we're looking to build on this week, and it'll be a good opposition to a tough opposition to try to build on that against.
This might be a little stupid, but the potential for a 5th clean sheet hitting MLS record territory, is that something that's even on your guys' radar, or something that you even think about, or do you just focus on playing the game and what happens as long as you're playing your A game?
Yeah, I think I'm more of just focused on playing the game, and then it's like if we had given up a goal earlier in the year, it's like the same focus would be for us as a back line. It's something, Kess and I say to each other before every game kicks off is, clean sheet today. Like that's our number one mindset in the back line is we want to be a team that doesn't give much away. We want to be, across the center backs, wing backs, across the whole team. We don't want to give much away. So for me, yeah, 5th clean sheet in a row would be cool, but we're just one at a time.
Anyone else? Kyle, thank you for joining us, brother. Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
guys.
Thanks, Kyle.
Everybody good? Tom, go ahead, kick us off.
How was the week of practice?
It was good. It was good. We earlier in the week we were working on a few of the things that we felt we needed to improve from the previous game, and today we've had a good look at Philadelphia and how they play, and how we're gonna adapt to that.
With Philadelphia, you must just be looking at a style because they got so many players on international duty right now that's gonna be tough to say who's actually going to be on the field.
Yeah, but I think they've got depth in their squad, so they'll be able to put a good side on the pitch, and I don't think there'll be too many surprises in the style of play, and they've done well at the start of the season, so it'll be a tough game for sure.
Is it easier for Ben to have a week of preparation rather than finding out kind of the morning of the game that he's played for? Is it easier for you as well as for him to prepare for that?
Yeah, I think so, for sure. Both for him individually, but also for us as a team. They are different. It's a different profile to Roman, and it gives us a few more days to prepare the game plan.
We'll go to Matt.
Coach, with Thomas Totland out, what are your options that you see at that right wing back spot?
We have a few options. We are considering. We have center backs who can play that position. We have Akil who played in that position previously. We have Conrad, I think, who can play on both sides. So we have options.
Is there a desire to more or less just fill that spot as opposed to moving players around? Because some of those options involve kind of moving two or three different players around the field. So do you see the stability that you've had in a guy like Conrad on the left wing side, Giannis Horn left center back? Do you see that as something that's valuable to continue, and then you plug the spot that needs filled?
Yeah, I think it's always a balance, both with personnel and how we take on the game from a tactical point of view. Things have been working well for us, both attacking and defending. So like you said, a lot of the things we wanna keep, but also take the most out of the players we have available at the moment, and also have the right game plan, and always adapting a little bit to the opponents. Yeah, it's a balance in choosing that 11. Yeah.
And Kyle Hiebert talked a little bit about knowing what to expect from a Bradley Carnell side and the style and the system, and how you've seen something similar with the New York Red Bulls in preseason. Brad talked in his availability this week about trying to get in behind the lines and creating space in the box. What do you feel your team needs to do to prevent that?
Yeah, we've been working on that today. Again, as I said, don't think with too many surprises in the way they play, but they do it well. And even though you are aware of it, they can create danger, as they have done in the start of this season. So we have to really be up for the battle. Winning the fight, winning the second ball. Not dwell on the ball for longer periods of time, because it is they like to press. It's a high energy team, and yeah, you mentioned it. They like to get in behind the defensive lines, fill the box, and they have been dangerous there. So yeah, we gotta be up for it on Saturday.
We'll go virtual to John Lupo.
Olaf, there were periods in Philadelphia's game against Nashville where Nashville was able to have success with the ball out wide. Is that something that you guys will be looking to do as well? Maybe try and make them compact, and when they give you space out wide, use the talent that you have with your wide players to be able to maybe have some of those same advantages.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched all of their games this season, and obviously the last one as well, where Nashville did really well. So we're looking at how we can hurt them in various ways.
Tom, we'll go back to you.
You, as guys get back into health and be able to play, you've got plenty of guys, and then the guys like Celio Pompeo hasn't played much. Thomas Ostrak just got in games. Do you want to, and Timo Baumgartel, Joachim Nielsen, how do you want to integrate those guys to keep them in game shape when it's tough with all the players you have to find time for them?
Yeah, I mean, in Thomas's case, Ostrak, for example, he played with CT2 a couple of weeks ago. So we have that option for the guys who are coming back from injuries. But it's not like we have too many players. We will fill the squad this weekend with the players who are fit. But yeah, it's always a challenge. I would like for my whole squad to be in the starting 11. But it's not possible. And we have used our substitutions a lot. In the last game, we changed all 5, and all of them came on and did really well. And we have done that previously during the season as well. And the way we play, we want to have a high intensity, we want to have a high energy, we want the you know, to the players to be able to do that for 90 minutes. If they are not, we take them off and we take someone else on who's ready for that. Yeah, we need our full squad, and I think we will need them in the future as well.
Do you like to keep guys from sitting too long? Is someone, if they haven't played just because of how it's worked out in 3 or 4 weeks, to try to find time for them? Or is that point where you say, get in a game with City too to stay sharp?
Yeah, it could be. We have that possibility. I mean, our main objective is to win matches, and have a plan for that and put the right players on the pitch in the right role. Maybe at the moment we have quite a lot of players in similar positions, while we don't have as much depth in other positions. We mentioned it before now with the Thomas getting injured. We don't have that much depth in the wing back positions, whilst we have more depth in the centre back positions. That's obviously something we are looking at, how we can add quality to the squad.
You had a couple of City 2 guys training with you today. It was just there for numbers, or because you were looking at them for Saturday?
Yeah, mostly for numbers, but we will see. Again, we are not that many, it's a decision we make every week. Those are guys who have done well at the start of the season in City 2, and we know them very well from preseason, Mackay and Cam. So I'm very, very comfortable having them in training and potentially in the squad as well.
We'll wrap up with Matt.
Coach, you talked about Bradley Cardell's high press, what you expect from the Union. You've talked multiple times about trying to be better on the ball, playing the ball out of the back. So I wonder if you could talk through how you look to handle the high press while trying to play the ball out of the back more, being better on the ball and using that to your advantage.
Yeah, I'm not going to give out that information in detail, but obviously that is something we are aware of. We have looked at the way they press, and I'm sure they probably adapt a little bit to the way we play also. So we got to be ready for that. But yeah, we have been looking at ways to effectively play out of that press.
Are you looking to put more pressure on them to control the ball?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure we want to put pressure on them, yeah, that's definitely something we're looking at as well.
Coach, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.